M0FXB, let's do some tests on the ATU 100 budget tuner compared with the LDG 100 Pro 2 tuner and the inbuilt tuner of the Icom 7300. Let's have some fun. M0FXB, welcome to my channel. Let's do some tests on the budget ATU 100 antenna tuner HF 1 to 6 meters 100 watt version. We're going to be comparing it to the ATU 100 Pro 2 tuner, which is also a 100 watt ATU. Now the Pro 2 tuner is over £200. It does not have a built-in battery. It does have the facility for 2 antennas, and it can measure SWR and power. And it can be used in a way as a manual tuner with these buttons, and there's many different settings in this radio, and also it has a cable that connects to the Icom 7300, so that when you push the tuner button, this tuner will activate. With the ATU 100, you activate using this green button. Now it does have a built-in battery with a switch here, and there's a micro USB charger at the front with the charging light. So let's just have a quick look at how we've connected the LDG from behind. So we've just got a patch lead from the LDG to the 7300. Then we've got the antenna port number 1 connected there. We've also got the remote cable. One is for power. So the one with the red tag is the remote control, and the power one here. So all the power that's needed for the LDG comes from the Icom 7300. That's this connector here. So let's start the tuning process. We'll get the 7300 to low power, put it on 5 watts. Really, these kind of tuners, they like more like 10 watts. I'll start it at 5, and then we'll select the tune. We'll turn on the tuner with the selection here. Tuner's on, and straight away we've gone into TX and it's tuned. And this is, you know, why the LDG tuners are so good. They're almost plug and go, although it's quite a detailed menu for the LDG Pro 2. Let's have a listen.
Okay, Cinema HD and Live Net TV. I'll perhaps have to give it another try, but the last time I tried it, I mean, I've tried it 2 or 3 times, and it just freezes up. It works fine, and then it just freezes up. So
there you go. It's a lovely set. I highly recommend the 7300. You can get them second hand now for £750. It'll be the best HF radio at that price that you've ever had. There's so much functionality to it. But anyway, so you saw that it tuned really quickly. Let's move to 40 meters. Just check no one's there. Just check the power. M0FXB test. Right, let's put it into tune. So all you do, it may have already done it, but it may when I change frequency. But let's just hit the tuner again. And again, automatic. It's giving me the power of 5 watts. And it even gave the SWR, and you can see the SWR here. Let's see. You can see that this SWR is nice and low. on both devices. Let's turn up the power. Go to about 4. I mean, I never transmit high power ever. I'm a QRP person. So let's go again. There you go, 40 watts, and still it didn't even register on the scale there. It's 1-to-1 SWR. Let's have a quick listen. Got some digi modes there. You can change the waterfall sensitivity by hitting the ref. The preamp is off on this. There is a preamp. There's someone strong there. There you go.
New Year 2022. Thank you very much for calling, Roddy. Have a good.
And the audio coming out of the 7300 is lovely. Better, I think, better than the extension speaker that I had, but in the end sold because never used it. Right, so we can see the LDG works great. So now we're going to swap over to the ATU 100. So we're going to turn off the tuner on this radio and swap over. Just to show you, I always keep a piece of leather, you know, fake leather. I've got about 5 pieces of this that I put on top of any radio where I put a device, so all my radios are kept like brand new. Right, so here's the little tuner. Now, I'll be testing the other one soon. There's another one called the ATU 40. There's another one as well that's come out that's called the ATU 10. But this is the other one I'm testing is the ATU 40 really, which is this one modified, where they've changed some of the coil turns inside and some of the software settings, so that the tuner will start to tune at something like 0.1 watt or maybe 1 watt, where this thing doesn't really like to start tuning until it's above 5, but really it prefers about 10 upwards. Anyway, there's the front. I'll just turn it off. It has a built-in battery and it charges in a couple of hours. It seems to work fine. So we'll get the back connectors on. So there you are, very straightforward. Antenna connector there, RF in, patch lead to the 7300. Okay, back at the front, let's turn it on. Right, so it says at the moment when you turn it on, it says power 0.0 watts, SWR equals 0.00. So the process on this radio is you press it once, it resets it. You press it again, it's in tune mode. Now I will test it, I think it keeps memories whilst it's on, I think. Once you reset it or turn it on and off, then it doesn't. So let's turn the radio on. Now we need to make sure the tuner of the radio is off. Let's get it to 20 watts. Move away from any stations. We just put it into FM. Turn it down, make sure we're not on top of anyone. And then we'll just give it that brief tune and see what it does. So we hold the button down. Oh, sorry about this. Right, we're not hearing anything at the moment. Let's just wait and have a look. Sorry, silly me. I need to TX. 1 sec. Now when I key, the SWR is 1.1 and it shows on the meter here that it's low. and the power coming out says 12 watts. Key the mic and we'll hold tune. Okay, a couple of clicks, but not a lot going on. M0FXB test. So it seems to be working fine, but we need to come off band and get this thing tuning. Let's go to 80 meters. Hold it twice, reset, hold it on tune. Right, let's key the mic. M0FXB test, M0FXB test. So yeah, so we can hear it tuning as I talk. Let's just flick it to FM. You can hear it clicking away. Now we've got an SWR meter here. I know we could put the large meter on the display, but I like the scope. So, well, I think that worked really good. 1, 2, 3. Let's get back to LSB. Still on 20. Let's turn it up. Mike 0 Foxtrot X-Ray Bravo M0FXB test. Yeah, so that looks fine to me. Let's get the power higher. Let's see if we can make this, get it to 50 watts. We'll get back to the tune mode. You can hear the sort of relays resetting when you push that button. Mike 0 Foxtrot X-Ray Bravo. Yeah, so it's tuning as I speak, of course. Let's just try it in FM. Okay, let's get it back into reset and then tune. Right, you can hear it all clicking away. Yeah, and that worked well. Let's get it back on LSB. Mike 0 Fox X-Ray Bravo M0FXB. Well, I think that's completely acceptable. I mean, these tuners, this one was £65, and because it's got a battery in it, it's just put it in your bag and take your 100-watt radio wherever you want. So I never use 100 watts anywhere and ever. I'll go to 90 just for test, and it will be brief. But I never use 100 watts. So just a quick. One push, second push, tune. There you go. 190 watts, tuned 1-to-1. Now I think that's good. So now we'll talk about whether it holds its memory. So the only way to do that would be to go back to 40. You have to let me know what you think about the memory side of it, because I'm not going to key at 90 watts. I'll go to 20. Yeah, obviously the SWR right now is high, so I sort of have to, as far as I can see, I have to reset it. So we're back on tune. Well, that time it just went to tune, so let's do it. Yeah, it's tuned instantly. That was really good, really quick. Let's go back up to 80. Right, obviously we're not in tune, so let's just push it once. So yeah, it sort of did reset without me asking it to, didn't it? So let's do this. I held it down for tune, and it's tuned. Yeah, brilliant. Straight away, tuned. And it's not quite as low as I'd like it, but now let's go to a different portion of the band. SWR is still a bit up there. Now if we push and hold, it does go tune, so that didn't reset it. Then it's gone 1 to 1. Well, that's worth knowing. You don't have to do the reset thing. Let's go back to 40. Make sure no one's there. Just push and hold this time. Yeah, and it's tuned it. Now, remember the frequency, 7200. Then we'll go back to 80. This time we'll just push and hold, tune. Yeah, it's worked. It has. I recommend it myself. I think it's a good tuner. Let's go back to the 7 megs. If we just key look very high, let's just hold it to tune. Yeah, now it did find that quick. So there is possible that was in the memory, because that was very quick, wasn't it? Let's go to 20 meters. Keep the power at 20. Obviously we haven't been to this section, so we're not going to reset it. We're just going to hold our finger on and hit tune. Yeah, right, well it's saying it's already tuned. And we're using a G5RV. Look, the preamp is actually on. I thought that was off. So that's interesting that it's already tuned. Let's just up the power to 50. So, you know, the radio is saying, all right, it's tuning a bit there. So, yeah, that's quite good. Let's go back to 7. Again, tuned. Go back to 80. Tuned. Well, it could do with a bit better tune, but 44 watts it's saying. Let's hold it down for tune. See if we get it lower than it's showing, a bit higher than I'd like. There you go, 1 to 1. Now, how can we fault that? £65, and make sure you make offers on these. They're on eBay. You know, some of them are like advertised at £90. You know, to me, for £65, you've got a 100-watt tuner. As far as I can see, this is going to work on your 857s, Icom 706s. Obviously, this radio doesn't need a tuner. I've got it. Well, saying that, it'd be interesting. Let's try a different thing. We just tuned on all those bands using this little tuner. Now let's use the inbuilt tuner, the same bands, and see if the radio says no, I'm not going to choose, because I know you can put this one into emergency mode, but in normal tune mode, will it tune what we've just done? So let's just check that before we finish the video. Right, back at the radio, we've disconnected the LDG tuner and the ATU 100. We're going to turn on the tuner. Got a clear space there. Actually, I can hear someone speaking now. Let's hit the tune button. Mike 0 Fox X-ray Bravo test. So that's working fine. Yeah, we'll leave the power at 60. Mike 0 Fox X-ray Bravo test. My experience is most of the time the tuner's quite good. If your antenna isn't really, really bad, the tuner is going to work good on the 7300. And the emergency one goes above the normal threshold. If you're wondering, well, what's emergency? You just go menu, set, others, and you've got emergency. When you go into that, you can only go up to 50 watts, but it will tune past its normal threshold. So let's just try again on 40, tune. Yeah, see, to me that's kicking me out. See, it's making that weird noise. Sort of kicking me out. Oh, no, it is SWR, so 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and you can see my little TX there. So let's try 20. M0FXB test. M0FXB test. See, the FWR is not too bad there. So no, it's working on all bands. So it means that my antenna is okay. So I couldn't do that test to see if it would, if the ATU did better than the built-in tuner. So that's it. That sort of concludes that test for the ATU 100. Now, of course, the LDG ATU 100 Pro 2 is an excellent tuner, of course. So I'll just summarize by saying that I think for the price that these are excellent. The build quality feels excellent. Now, I'm not a components person. There's many videos out there, people taking these apart and actually modifying them. You can actually modify this one by changing some of the winds on the coil inside so that it will kick in at 1 watt, let's say, but it's then limited to 40 watt power, and that's pretty much the one I've got coming in the post for testing. That one I want for my Icom 705. My Zygo, I've got the built-in one, and that works well. So I would say, if my thing is, and this is only my recommendation from me, Andreas, M0FXB, definitely worth £65 easily, and great fun to use if you've got a radio that hasn't got a tuner, or you want something small and portable. You can just put in your bag, charge it up, put it in your bag. I think you're going to be very happy with this and find it great fun. And hey, £65, get your wife to buy it for you for Christmas. 7.3, all the best, M0FXB. Please like and subscribe to my channel, or husband, I should have said. All the best.